Yeah! Woo! We did that in sync, baby. We got Chase Dunner surrounded us over here dancing. We got Dignitas, Fnatic in the server. And it's going to be Train to kickstart this series. I love the new music. I love the new look. And I'm ready to get in to some great Counter-Strike. Let's get this one underway. Pistol round about to begin. And it's Fnatic on the CT side here of Dig's map pick. Obviously, they get to choose. They get to play around it. And they're going to stack the majority of players here towards outside. JW opening this round up. Crims alongside him. And already, we've got kills going in favor of Fnatic. Crims actually dealing with another. And this leaves just Exist in the hot seat. He does manage to remove JW, but a 1-on-3 required. This is a very tall order indeed. He's at least got the P250. That's going to make these long-range engagements a little more approachable for Exist. But you will note the lack of armor as a result of dropping this and picking this gun up into the round. He gets tagged under the train. The lack of armor really hurting him there in that fight, and he'll get put down. So Fnatic, they find the pistol. They lose JW and Brolin, but that's not the end of the world.
No, it is not. Dancing on screen, though, might just be.
You recovered that really well, Trace, I gotta say.
You know, in that moment, what else can you do?
Dance, baby, dance. You know, me and Harry, we've busted some moves out here on the road to Rio. I don't think I've seen you quite enter the dance floor, so it's nice to have you, you know, swinging your hips from time to time. But Fnatic, they are swinging all kinds of limbs as they take the pistol round, showing off against Dig on the CT side. Now, this is Train. This is the map pick of Dig. But Fnatic, with their favored start, are going to be finding a favored start. 1-0 and full Glocks for Dignitas in the second round. We got a Deagle out on Exist, but that's really all they're relying on in this one. Get Right showing face down towards ramp. JW picking up the first on Ivy, and he does just quite get out of the position as well. Can look to find more and more kills from this backed up spot. Ooh, nice trade. Forest finds the Deagle on the body of Exist, and he puts it to good use.
Oh dear. Flusher wrapping in through main. Forest and Halzerk, they are trapped here. Look at this, man. Look at the minimap. It's terrifying. They are just surrounded. Crims is even going to start to move up. I imagine he's going to join Flusher, right, just in case they had to trade. And that's not ever going to come through. They've got Halzerk trapped. And they should have him dead to rights, and indeed they do. Fnatic going to take that second round. They get the conversion, only losing one man in the process. Now, it was just pistols for Dig, right? They didn't go for a force buy there. They're going to bring the AKs out into this round here and now. Nice little dig from Forest, but that's pretty much the only thing that comes in that round.
Well, now these weapons are going to come out for the side of Dig in the form of 5 AKs, a few smokes, and a couple flashes there. But they know what they're up against. They know that any sort of weakness they show towards this Fnatic side can be capitalized on. Right now, the Dig side's set up for an inside push. They're going to find Flusha playing close to lower. He drops a smoke in an attempt to get out of dodge, but it exists. It's too quick on the trigger.
Yeah, talking quick, look at Brolin. He came up the ladder as soon as that B-pie came in, but he only gets good for one. Forest will trade, reversing back from the ramp side, and Dig have taken deep control. That's exactly what you want to do with a post plant on Train, and to good use Exist. We'll find JW in the spawn. Crims here also, but is yet to be seen by Dig. A chance maybe to make things interesting. Or, I was going to say, you know, even with the setup for Dig, he could have ninja'd this one, but they're going to spot him out and they will deal with him. Exist trading, powerful round from him, 4 kills from Exist. And Dig get on the board nice and early.
One of the things I really liked about that Get Right interview before we headed into this is that, like, you know, whenever you're talking to him, that you're going to get, like, something very honest and very raw, right? Like I want to say. And he seems to be, you know, like, pretty aware of kind of, like, Dig and their path to try and become a contender again, right? And I don't think he's in, like, the... You know, like, a lot of the time with kind of these teams that are looking to rise up with lesser kind of known names, less inexperience, or more inexperience rather, it feels like they try and kid themselves that they are in a better spot than they're actually at. And, you know, with Get Right, he just kind of said that having to play over in Flashpoint with Guardian in the mix obviously wasn't ideal for kind of building much of this team up. And it's still going to take a while before this project, you know, properly kind of gets some wind in the sails. But they are working towards something good. And in this round, it is just the anti-eco. So this is one that Dig should have dead to rights. Obviously exist. Getting Dig down earlier on wasn't the most ideal of starts, but it shouldn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things, especially not with Main and Ivy taken. Pop Dog getting smoked. That leaves Flusher locked out of this round. And that means just Golden now inside of the site to try and hold the fort all alone. He does still have this Deagle looking to do some damage, but he gets wrapped onto by Forest, who seems very aware of Flusher's position here in the Pop Dog.
Don't nade yourself here.
Yeah, don't do it to yourself,
He's considering it. Ooh. On the ladder? Come on, come on. No, gonna give up with that one. Not tall enough either. There we go, Flusher. A little late to the party, but he'll get it done. Not really making any difference, but he's waiting with his grenade, see if anyone will offer anything up. That won't be the case. I like that round from Dig. You know, very important one for Halzerg. Him and Freiburg entry Ivy, they deal with this off angle that JW's running. Of course, this is in a 4-on-5 for Dig, right? The pressure's already on with Brolin finding an early Dig. Here we go. But Halzerg does a good job of not only finding an entry, but getting that smoke down and Pop Dog. That gives the room for Forest to go wide, and he's able to just do so much work on the site, killing the bomb train player, re-smoking the pop, and sending Flusher out of there. So good stuff from Halzerg, making sure that, you know, Dig are given the room to move inside of A. Without clearing pop, that angle for Flusher could have definitely caused some problems for Dig leaving the yard. 2-2 though, buys back in for Fnatic, a quick eco followed by guns, and Dig, they are full of them as well. Max util, no AWPs yet in this game, but we'll wait to see. The money is low to start things off.
Flusher dumping a grenade off into this upper brown halls, and now Exist will be there on the front of the push. Here we go, we're off the races. Flusher playing real close. He's gonna find some kills here with this SMG, causing quite the ruckus, and at least keeps him pinned back there within the ramp, while the rest of the team shows up here for Fnatic. Pretty easily, Get Right can't even find a fight, but Crims finds him with his M4, and that's a 4 or 3K on the round for him.
That's one of the dangers of going for a late B play with no lurk early on in the round, right? A lot of teams, especially at this kind of level, Fnatic are going to read that. If you don't throw any grenades A and you don't show any face on that outer site in the first 20, 30 seconds, and then you hear grenades B, Fnatic know what's going on. They know the Digger stack tools, and you could see by the time the close ramp play has been traded, I think it was Flush with the SMG, Fnatic have 4 players on the B bomb site. They are so ready for that execute from Dig. So, yeah, that's one of the dangers, and Dig want to keep things fast instead. That might be the solution, but Forest loses his head. Halzerg's going to trade with the AWP at least, keeping things in a 4-on-4, and he'll switch up his position, going from T-Con to Ivy.
Ooh. Brolin almost sees Get Right there. Golden, in the meantime, going to try and aggress. Oh, timing's not great there for Golden. Just as he goes to drop his utility into it. Oh my word, that there is ballsy from Halzerg. And he gets tagged on the molly, trying to get away. Flusher has dealt with Exist, the one man who got out through the Ivy side. Now, in amongst all of this, Get Right has found a timing in towards B. Man, this is like a vintage Get Right lurk right now. They don't know that he could be here, but in response to this, Fnatic, they've got an idea of the ground that they've given up and the timings that could be caught, and Crims aggressed into main. Now knowing that there's players towards Ivy. Oh, he just about gets away. Freiburg not able to find him, and now they know that they've got Crims trapped. Freiburg just wins that fight out, and this leaves Flusher all alone, far away, far removed from this A-bomb site, and that's where Dig are going to start to move into now.
Of course they would. Get Right's clear B, right? And the fact of the matter is they kill a player pushing A. Dig know that Fnatic are going to be split 1-1, so the fact that Get Right gets through B without seeing anyone means that he probably just hit a timing to Flusher. That wasn't the case. Fnatic actually left B open, but yeah, Get Right doesn't know that. Either way, he is right in his assumption. Flusher coming late from B and going the long way round as well. It's probably just about damage here, which is a shame considering the low HP on Dignitas. Freiburg getting tagged by Crims coming out of T-spawn. Halzerg as well. Molly and Ivy burnt him to 10. This is more than a winnable round, but Flusher does not know that, and so he'll have to save his AK. I mean, that round is a round of timings, right? Not just the lurk that Get Right gets out connector that gives him so much room on that A site, but also Crims coming back in from spawn. Just a second's difference. could have been around for Fnatic. Even Golden up on Ivy, pulls out a grenade as he gets peeked. Fnatic really did get unlucky in that round, and they'll at least save the AK to go forward into new pastures.
That is the case. And also is the case that we have multiple other matches going on. And by that, I mean Nip and Ints are going on. Over on the other side of things, over there on the B stream, that would be ESL CSGO B. Currently Nip, well, they're winning 4-1 on the map train, go figure. Now, we also have Copenhagen Flames versus Godsent. That one's going over on the C stream. And up by 1 on Inferno is Godsent with Makalele.
Well, more pistols for Fnatic. They've got to take a breather here. And Dig, they're in a very good position right now. Maybe they're map pick, maybe T side, but they are showing up in control. Really just relying on flusha in this round to get anything done.
Oh, yeah, Brolin trying to jiggle peek Ivy. And he knows he's pretty lucky to still be alive. And now Dig just completely move away from Ivy. I like that, right? They show the AWP's presence there, and now that has got Fnatic's attention down towards this Ivy side. It also keeps a 4-man stack over here at the A side of the map, with flusha playing that one saved AK over towards the B site alone. And that's at least allowing to kind of have this decision to save if the A site falls with very little resistance. Dig making a lot of noise. They're not really secretive about these players in main. And Forest going to show exactly why, helped out by Exist. Oh dear, JW with the USP has opened up with 2 and is still alive, still a bit of a nuisance, but he shouldn't serve as more than a small problem that Get Right is able to overcome. flusha now 1v3, and while JW has certainly made this round costly for Dig, I don't know if it's going to be enough for flusha to find the 1-on-3.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of these rotators. Dig keep heading out. flusha playing in a wrong place, wrong time. Of course, you want a player like flusha on that inner bomb site, because while it can be very difficult in those rushes to get multi kills, what it is going to leave him in is a lot of clutches, and he is the clutch player for Fnatic, one of them. So typically, you'd expect a little bit more from flusha in these positions, but again, another 1-on-3, this time with 10 health. Not really up for debate. He's just looking for exits. He will die from the bomb here, so he's got to move. Actually, I say that. It's a deep side plant for T-Con, so he should be fine in the corner, and that is the case. Any deeper for a bomb plant, and he could have been in trouble there. Luckily, he lets Dig go past him, save their guns down Ivy. And this AK, it's already survived through the war, through the last 3 rounds. Dig with a nice late outer exec. They deal with the anti-eco very well. Not had any problems getting these pistols out of the server for Fnatic, but now is where the big guns come back in. Now is where the AWP makes its appearance for the CT side.
That's right. It's going to have to match up with Hall Zerk over on the T side. And he looks to get a mid pick here. Towards Ivy, he's posted up. He's going to get flashed off. JW is going to be there. And Brolin pushed up ever so close. This could be quite the grinder should Dignitas have committed there.
Yeah, the thing that's huge about this is he hears the footsteps moving away as well and going up into the upper halls above him. And so that's allowed Brolin to aggress and get this foothold in main. Now, maybe not going to have any huge implications if there isn't a fight given to him, but it looks like there might be with Forest starting to creep forward. But also, it allows these 2 players back inside of the site to kind of get away with things like that, right? And focus their attention elsewhere. Now, though, this push from Brolin turns into a bit of a vulnerability. Yeah. And suddenly, Crims and JW have got to start looking towards this main position again.
It felt almost like a bait for Dig. They see not only a player back green, but they see someone Olaf, and instead of Halzak fighting with that with the AWP, Dig just go, nah, let's just leave. Let's just run out and let Fnatic take T-Con, only to strip it back. Forest didn't fall far away, and even though his teammates went towards those halls in that Ivy position, he always made sure he had an eye on it. So does clear that kill out, does put things back into a 4-on-4. And Dig, with the 35 seconds on the clock and the bomb above pop, they've got to make their decision. Forest is bringing the bomb down the ladder, and they look to take the outside control here with a split coming in from Ivy in the form of Halzak, and of course Forest in main. Dig, they are running out of time though.
Yeah, they've really left this one down to the wire. They've got to hit their shots if they want to get into this bomb site now. Golden holding the line into Popdog. 10 seconds. This bomb has got to get into the site, and it's got to go down now. JW removes Halzerk and actually doubles up, and they haven't cleared the players in the site. There's just not enough time for Dig in that round there. They try and play cute with the timings, and Fnatic are not a fan of that. They're going to actually take it into their own advantage as they shut down those players having to just run the gauntlet into the bomb site there.
In that round, you know, they play it right, except for, you know, right here. Obviously, it's not every day you see Crims just one-tapping people through the wall right there. But it's the idea that they got Brolin in main, like you're saying. They gave it up. They basically trapped him in there like a fish in a net and then killed him and then moved forward. So, other than that, what they forgot to realize was that time is not on their side.
And Dig, they've got a taste of their own medicine here. Down to pistols now for a change. Get right on the Tech Nina.
Yeah.
Like to see that, but one of the few upgrades in play. Deagle and Frybug Glocks are the rest. And double inner, Fnatic are poised well for a pistol round. Crims is going to get the first kill. That was on the A site. Dealing with the Deagle in main, but now Dig, 4 men, no util, may as well run the gauntlet down ramp. Get right looking to trade with the Tech 9, but Golden doesn't want to make it easy on them.
He's not going to let it be either. He finds one from the top of the trades, makes it 2, and ultimately mopping up the eco frags. He's only good for 3, and Flush will be there to finish out the job. A 5th round on the board for Fnatic. Only pistols in the round for Dig, and now they're going to have money to buy up again.
Yeah, Flush wanted that Tech 9 very badly. Nothing like picking up weapons of your opponent's side that you can't secure. Always feels nice.
Said every Krieg user ever.
Not anymore. I'd rather an AK over a Krieg every day of the week.
Well, now, yeah, of course. I'd rather AK over...
Very noble of you.
Yeah, big statement there.
Well, let's see, as Popdog looks to be the focal point in this round for Dig. Exist, set up above it, has a teammate to try and drop down with him if needed. Flashes, and I like that. Flashbang pops over to the right, allows him to drop as it pops, and that will secure the aforementioned control for Dig. They now have the Popdog area under lock and key, but JW, good for one. Golden actually burns down from 100 in that molly. So back into a 3-on-3 courtesy of Halzerk. However, all 3 players of Fnatic are here at this A side of the map, and Crims through the smoke has dealt with Frybug. Get right tries to swing on out and gets away with a lot of damage, but not the kill. Halzerk now is the last man remaining for this Dignitas squad, and he's got to do a hell of a lot. They're not going to give him the fights needed. Fnatic, they'll put a 6th up on the board.
Yeah, while Fnatic deal with that really well, I want to talk about how nice of an idea that is for Dig, right? And what they do to start that round, like you said, is take Popdog. But the way they do it is by throwing the E-box and sandwich, smoke out straight away. No one commits with them, and that always feels like a fake. Then they double drop Pop, knowing a player's there. There are 2 options. 1, they kill him. 2, they don't. If they don't, Forest, he swings out main with the cover, with the safety of the smokes that Dignitas threw from spawn, so he can swing the Popdog player and catching that man leaving the position. So really good way of forcing an early fight and forcing an advantage in the form of Dig. They know how keen Fnatic have been up this Popdog, even flanking it in the opening couple of rounds. So Dig, they make a good call. They try and commit to A off the back of it, but the shots just don't connect, and Fnatic have the players in position. So not their round, but still a nice attempt at it. It's eco in this one. Fnatic look to take a even bigger lead on the CT side. This is where things start to get difficult for Dig.
Gonna get a run boost here from Ivy. JW will actually unscope and not see any of that. Now he's got some indication. He's had to take a shot. Brolin's gonna find that of get right. And again, just a round with pistols here for Dig, so not too much in the expectation department.
Oh, JW dropping the Molotov, and Crims is here for the shutdown. Yeah, they deal with this danger well, and Exist, he kind of knows that his odds of finding much are out the window. JW, what's he doing there, mate? Trying to do something gross, but Exist, not in the mood today to get knifed. Yeah. And there goes the AWP.
That's what you get.
JW, yeah, you want to try and do something gross to my man Exist? Well, he'll throw your AWP out the map.
Yeah, well, don't worry, though. My boy Crims, he's got some money, and he's going to drop me an AWP next round. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a waste of $5 grand at the end of the day, right? Like, that's a good decision from Exist. Of course, you know, you can feel very keen to go for frags here, and I'm sure in Pugs, you know, I wouldn't throw the AWP at the map. I go for kills, but Flusher knows what's up.
He knows where it is to a T as well.
At this level, you're looking to cripple your opponent's economy, and that is a great way of doing so. JW, very cheeky little play. He knew that he wanted to re-aggress towards the server side of Ivy, and that is not going to get allowed by Fnatic, or by Dig, rather. As said, the gun's dropped over, you would imagine. No, JW goes for a shotgun. He looks to sense a disrespect the way of Dignitas. And let's see if he can get that done.
When's he bringing the R8 out? That's what I want to know.
That's when you know that things have gone the Fnatic way in the server.
Ooh.
Well, JW with that shotgun's going to get himself knocked down to about half health. Goes for the pop dog play, but is ultimately backed out of there too. And we'll continue with the march onward.
Yeah, with that smoke and pop, it's a little bit awkward for JW. He's hanging around on the other side of it now. He's pretty safe for the time being. Dig have luckily enough moved away from the pop dog and instead started to focus elsewhere. Golden's going to hear that smoke connect onto Exist. And so he knows that there's players in Ivy. Dignitas trying to go back towards this A site late in the round. Get right, made some noise above pop, but he is now retreating, likely going to move over towards main. He's got players moving back to try and join him.
Yeah, everybody just kind of minding their own at this point. Nobody wants to stick their neck too far out there. You can tell as Dignitas look to pressure Ivy with the bomb.
This would be like kind of the perfect play in this situation here and now if you go towards the A site. Admittedly, not so much anymore, and that's because Flusher has just cleared out the upper tunnels at B. So now Fnatic know that this has to be the A play, and JW is wrapped all the way through Pop Dog and is even coming behind these players for Dig. Now, all the kills have gone in favor of the Dig squad to open this round up. So even though these flanks are coming in, JW's going to try and get a knife. Oh, instead he goes with the max 7. And he shuts down 2. It's only JW left, but what a clutch this would be. A lot of work on his plate. He was denied the knives, and that's only made JW angry. Spots Hauser, deals with him. Now just Freiberg left to beat, but he's wrapping around behind JW. He almost has the read. And just about Freiberg holds on. A 5th on the board for Dig. And Fnatic sent packing in that round there. Reinvestment coming back in. Money is not a problem. You know, you might have seen JW playing with a shotgun and thinking, well, yeah, they probably don't have a lot of money. No, they have plenty of money. He just...
It's like he had a pop spawn in that round. That's why he took it.
Yeah.
And he takes about half health getting there too, but it's like what, you know, he's pushed all the way through T-Con and he's standing there with his crosshairs of the shotgun on the guy's head, and you're thinking, okay, definitely he's formulating something in his mind to make this a statement.
What you're doing, you're calculating, like, can I pull out the USP, double ding key box, and then shotgun the guy close? And you're like, probably not.
Or you jump on the guy's head close to T-Con.
Knife him.
Really, he has no idea why he can't stand up. He thinks his control button's broken. Next thing you know, boom, it's JW.
Well, Golden, he's burning the connector. He's been up for the chopping block in this position before, thanks to the utility of Dig, and this one is no exception. Get right, pushing the site with Forest as well. There's still a player here, and they know about it. They're going to try and clear him out. JW caught scoping sandwich, and Exist will drive the knife into his back. It's Flusher alone. Again, often on these late lurks out of B, and unfortunately in this round, an even tougher task to deal with. 4 players alive, even with Forest low. This one's a lot.
Oh, dear. Flusher gets away with a lot of damage, but whether or not that's going to convert to... Oh, did he just see Get Right? Oh, he did. He did see Get Right. And he even gets the tag, the dink,
how low they
Get
are.
Right there.
24, 12, 17, super low.
That was very, very doable. Yeah. And, you know, you can see why Flusher's so deadly in the clutches like that. Just doing everything he can to give himself, you know, little tidbits of information to work off of. And, you know, if Get Right goes down there, that becomes a very, very doable round for Flusher. But thankfully, Dig are able to hold on. They'll put a 6th up on the board. And, you know, this is a good T-side from the Dig squad. You know, this is one that they can't be disappointed with. And it stands a chance of getting even stronger if they're able to overcome this kind of partial investment from Fnatic in this round, right? Flusher and Golden carrying the bulk of the money, bulk of the investment. Get Right has just missed the timing there, but thankfully Flusher does give up the information that he's gone aggressive. And so now Get Right is looking for this man. Flush is hanging around, and if he's allowed to take this control, then that's actually huge for Fnatic because it locks off this entire B bomb site and allows you to keep these 4 pistols, now 3 pistols over here at A, now 2 pistols over here at A.
JW hears the grenades go out and he tries to time the peek by going, oh, I can peek a player with grenades in his hands, but no, Freiburg was covering it. Halzerk, ooh, doesn't get there in time to stop the gun, but Freiburg does, denies the weapon pickup for Golden, and Brolin now on the site has to hold his own. Flusher's on a late rotate, Brolin's got 1, but again, Flusher, another 1-on-3. I've never seen this man in more undoable clutches than this game. Constantly coming in on these late rotates, but is he going to be able to put up another round on the ball for Fnatic?
Yeah, they don't know where he is right now, and he's worked his way through Ivy. Eyes set towards T-Con. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast, so he'll continue to hold that shift key or the walk button. Looks like he's going to hold on to this P9 for the time being. Perhaps he can salvage one on the top of the connector here. There might be a gun down in there.
He should be dead. Halzerk's watching this with an AWP, so as long as Halzerk doesn't get hit by a timing, which he just did, luckily GetRight's going to pick up that position instead. So for a second that was unwatched, but Dignitas will not let Flusher find a gap, an opening, an opportunity. And Dig, this is quite the T-side on Train, right? We know that it's a strong map for them, far more so than Fnatic, who tend to stay away from it. But this is excellent. 7 rounds, potential 8th on the board. Will Fnatic have an answer?
Yeah, last round of the half has been a good half for the Dignitas side. All eyes on this, though. Brolin with the opening pick in the round onto Forest. A driving force for this side of Dignitas. He's not going to be the only one to fall. Halzerk is going to join him in waiting for the second half.
Yeah, so already Halzerk and Forest do just have to sit from beyond the grave as they watch and see where they get right to exist, and Freiburg can keep the dream alive in this round. Fnatic pretty even split here, 2-3 across either bomb site. Reasonably comfortable, you know, being in a 3-on-3 at the best case scenario and a 2-on-3 at the B site in the worst case. Likely not going to see any of this kind of signature Fnatic aggression come through. They don't need to in this round. They will just hold and wait for these gunfights to come to them. Dig. It's a misnade from Exist. Gives up his position in main and also doesn't find any damage, unsurprisingly. Brolin now knows. And knows he's trapped on the left-hand side as well. So Brolin's just allowed to hold this angle pretty much for free. Flashbang is good, and that leaves him blind. Exist almost dealing with him. Brolin spotting GetRight, but not enough to get the kill. However, it is now just GetRight standing. They know where he is, and Golden is going to remove him. Fnatic, they narrowly win out this first half, 8-7. They're looking good, but as are Dignitas, this really does feel like it has the energy to go all 3 maps if Dig can keep this up, moving in to the second half. Join us after a quick break to see how this first map of this series finishes out.
To my side, tied to run.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dignitas versus Fnatic. You can take a look at these numbers. They're not going to lie. However, what is a lie is thinking that Fnatic ran away with the first half, because if someone told you that, they were definitely fibbing. My name being Trace, and of course with me is Harry and Hugo. We're going to tell you a little bit about this game that has left us in the second half where Dignitas only trailed by 1 round. However, Fnatic on a T-sided train. What are we looking for, Hugo B. Byron?
A lot of fast plays here. Dig, they were quite the contrary on the T side. They were setting up for a lot of late A execution, you know, splitting pop, getting control of Ivy, walking back late T-con with smokes. I feel like Fnatic are going to want to abuse their spawns when they hit these rifle rounds, get out into Dignitas' business, and hopefully a lot more towards that B bomb site. It was a site we didn't really get to see in the first half. Opening kills go the way of Fnatic, 9-6. That certainly shows how well Dig have been doing at pulling back these early disadvantages. But let's see how this pistol round goes. T-side for Fnatic. Flusher is out and about in the yard already, but he's going to leave after getting spotted and tagged. Golden on the utility with the bomb. And Exist smoking off the Ivy. That's where all of Fnatic, apart from Flusher, are coming from. So they're going to reroute and go back.
Yeah, holding outside of this B site early on. Fnatic now setting up with JW down here towards Ivy. He can come in late, but this B site is gone with the win. JW opening things up. Flusher gets on in. And as do the rest of Fnatic in tow. That bomb can now go down. Halzerg does shut down Flusher, but he's got a lot more to worry about, and he will get overwhelmed there. Get right, all alone. 1v3 has retrieved this kit from the body down in Ivy, but there's a very, very slim chance he's able to find much, especially with Crims being aggressive in the connector. Get right kind of knows at this point, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to win this round. Crims is doing a great job of buying time, and you know, even as okay,
on,
now
surely.
1v1, Golden,
No
yeah,
time.
there's no time. Get right would have to get on the bomb immediately upon getting into the bomb site, and there's just not a world in which that happens. Golden even runs down the ramp and finishes him off. So Fnatic, they'll take the pistol, they go up 9-7. A nice try from Get Right, but not enough to win them the pistol round. And now Fnatic looking to reach double digits nice and fast.
Yeah, really good shots from Get Right, but it's the fact that he's late, right? It's the fact that he's playing Ivy, he's getting the kill, and he's so late into the bomb site. By the time he gets kills, it's a done deal anyway. Fnatic may not be their map pick, but they are now well and truly in the lead. This should really elevate them if they can get the anti-force. Dignitas, pretty decent buy. Get Right's on the UMP thanks to those kills. Got 2 scouts in play as well. So let's see what Dignitas have to show us in this one. Right now, heavy rifles for Fnatic, who look to play it safe. Oh, the one position that isn't being accounted for is Ivy. Dig should realize soon, and they're going to put one of the scouts on it in the form of Freiberg, but he adjusts, and Dig are being caught in transition right now. Fnatic could definitely get through this position. The smoke is down, and Dig can't really do anything about it but worry. Drop into the pop, gets spotted. Get Right, going close. There's grenades to deal with him, and Flush are going to throw one out. Nothing too significant. JW's crept through this smoke as well. Oh, Golden's found the kill for him, and now Fnatic, they can flood the outer yard.
Oh, Freiberg not able to beat Halzerg to that kill onto Golden. The scouts do manage to remove one. Fnatic still have JW very, very deep within this A bomb site, and he has caught every timing needed to wrap up close to Halzerg and deal with him accordingly.
They've lost Get Right.
Yeah, he's just trapped in Pop Dog. That smoke has cordoned him off and kept him out of the round. He's not able to have any impact here and now. Freiberg trying to deliver with the scout over towards Ivy's side. He is getting pressured, lands the tag onto JW. Has softened him up, but it's not going to be a round for Dig as they fall off. They look to save. They might be able to get away with some parting words onto the Fnatic squad. And Freiberg is eyeing up this AK. Now, we know it, he doesn't. Fnatic might not be too keen on giving it away, and Flusher certainly isn't. Sees the rest of the gang here. And it's a good old reunion for the Swedes, where Flusher shuts down the majority Exist able to hold on to the scout and armor, but that is all Dig are going to have riding into this round.
Yeah, some nice scout shots coming out from Freiburg and Halzerg, even getting headshots on tagged players. Smooth stuff. Some damage at least for Dig, but nothing to write home about as Fnatic go 10-7 up with a similar buy coming through. Grenade on Exist going towards T-Con early. Dig just trying to put pressure on with the pistols, but USPs can be made such quick work on by Fnatic. JW going to look to show us how and why. Halzerg with a scout on Ivy. Gonna get smoked off. He wraps around instead. Get right pushes T-Con and Dig. Really, no fear in this round. You can afford to take risks, make gambles. Fnatic are going in, and I think Dig might know it. Get right is on this long flank, and he is in such a good position to do damage here. He knows everything that's going on. He's combing that information. Exists with armor, does have a chance, but he's flashed out, and Brolin will find him. Get right on the flank, drops one, but again, getting that gun can be so difficult against Fnatic, who are gonna look after it. Forrest also finding a kill. This is getting scary. Flusher is the one man, the one consistency between Fnatic in this round. On his second kill of the SMG, Crittens finally will join him, and it's gonna be Get Right again on a flank. This time not from B. He's gone back down the pump through the connector, and he almost had the drop on Flusher, but Flusher, too quick, man. Fnatic up to 11.
And now we've got this buy on the cards for Dig. The most important thing is that heading into this first buy round, they don't allow this bonus round from Fnatic to best them, right? That is too... Like it's like a double negative, but it doesn't make a positive in this instance.
No.
Your maths teacher was wrong. Sometimes two bad things, I mean, to be fair, it's not like they're bad numbers. They're just negative
just numbers.
Yeah, man, numbers are just numbers. But you know what I mean? You got the metaphor I was going for. And this round is very, very important for Dig because they don't want to be in one of these, you know, just losing back-to-back CT rounds, never having a proper buy. And they've already found boatloads of success in this round. Brolin tagged down low, finished off by Get Right, and it is just Golden left. Oh, double Molotov. He runs on through it, and he does survive for the time being, hidden in this smoke. And emerging, deals with Exist on the initial peak. Still a lot of bodies left to contend with. Knows that Get Right is in Pop Dog. That flash has given it away. But look up here on top of the trains. Freiburg is going to try and be the hero. And he goes up and over. An 8th round on the board for Dig. And a key one to pick up. Now, you know, you look over at Fnatic. They ran the bonus round in that one. They have money on JW and Flusher, but the rest of the gang certainly don't. And so, likely, you know, I wouldn't put it past Fnatic to go for some sort of investment in this round, right? It's not normal that you kind of see teams lose this first rifle round and then immediately just cave in. And, you know, I think the fact that you've got Flusher with some more money, there's going to be like at least a hero AK purchased up into this round. But, you know, like there's a world in which you can have 3 AKs here, 4 AKs even, if Flusher drops a gun over Crim's buys. And yeah, so, you know, they will go for the investment. You're going to have enough weaponry here for the Fnatic squad to do some damage.
Yeah, a bit of prioritization of utility for Crims and JW here, who will be taking hits for the team, but someone's got to do it. So Fnatic still pretty well armed, and Dignitas getting off to a good start, finding their first CT side round. The question is, how many more of them do they have in the pipeline? That was a bonus for Fnatic, who just kind of ran through smokes a lot of the case. So now's where Fnatic got to pull out something a little bit. Flusher running out, gonna get shot in the head. Gordon still waits. He's hoping for regression. He will get given it, and a free kill right back in the hands of Fnatic. They will take that every day of the week. Get Right is gone on this round, and 4-on-4 for Fnatic to group where they want. They have the Pop Dog with a player down Ivy as well, still looking to be an outer split, but that's not how Dig have read into things. Double B setup, smoke on down on the ramp, and not even a rotation off the back of that. They're instead going to push Halzerg deeper to watch upper lane. So Dignitas with 2 on the outer yard right now have 3 positions to watch, with definitely not enough players, but they have set up perfectly for the triple Ivy take. Yeah,
and you know, sometimes here you just got to get a rally down. You really got to get out there with your forward operating bases and push forward through the turmoil. And in this notion, that's what Fnatic look to do with Golden and company set up here at Ivy. They're going to try to push here on the extremity of the map and maybe make some leeway towards one of these sites. Diving off into the spawn smoke. Crims is now going to hard clear I say that he didn't quite. Forrest would not have been suspecting that, and that's going to prove to be a fatal error for Golden, who went in the back lines.
Oh no,
smart.
they haven't checked. Forrest plays the trigger discipline and shuts down both Crims and JW. This attempted investment from Fnatic has been overcome and dealt with. Forrest delivering 3 and Dig onto a 9th round.
Yes, Dig onto a 9th round and us onto the B stream. Just to take a quick look, that's ESL_CSGO B. You see Nip and Int going toe-to-toe. Right now, Alu stacking some bodies. 4-1 in opening duels, 8 multi-kill rounds, 116 ADR. And Int's currently with the lead, 10-9 on their CT side, also on Train. So if you are interested in watching that, if you are interested in catching up on all the Int's Nip action, that's ESL_CSGO B on the Twitch.tv network.
Easy for Ents, man. They've had quite the resurgence, right, in the road to Rio. They went 1-on-1 so far. So doing better than that of Pro League, who, there at least, were unable to pick up a win until their last matchup. At that point, it didn't matter anyway. They defeated BP in a game that didn't hold any consequence for the standings events. I think Heretics have been a very interesting team in this side of things as well. 2-0 in their group alongside NIP, even above Astralis for the time being. But we'll see if that holds for the long term. Right now, it's a quick shot from Brolin. He's been very good at these opening D kills on both halves. Fnatic even playing with a ladder as well. Get Right knows they are near abouts, and Fnatic going to walk back towards B, group for this inner site with no utility. There's not really a lot for them to make happen here. You're hoping for the Deagles to get more kills, but now in this 4-on-5, Dignitas are split 2-2 once again, and this time it is the right call to make.
Halzerg with this AWP looking to lay down the pain, and he's just decided to move away just briefly to re-smoke the ramp. And in that time, Flusher has taken up a position over towards Heaven. Brolin deeks down another here at the ramp side, and Halzerg misses another shot here. That would have been pivotal. He could have caught the bomb crossing, but now on the back of that shot missing, bomb plant found for Fnatic. The nades rain in and find a measly bit of damage into these players at this site. Flusher lurking around through the connector, and this lurk has got to do a hell of a lot. For it to even play into the round, though, Crims had to buy time, and he's not managed to do that. They get into this site, and Flusher sees them both. He's thinking, how can I get as many knife kills as possible?
Not like this.
Well, he decides against that. They're on the bomb. They're sticking it. And Halzerg gets the defuse. Flusher has outbrained himself there.
Wow.
And he timed that to perfection. The first shot he took was on the diffuser. He was trying to kill Halzerg before he got that stick off, but it's a spin. Because he's a tag, he has to kill Get Right at that point. He has to take the man off the bomb. And at that point, the defuser's already come in. So Flusher, incredible attempt, but a millisecond too slow. That is such an unfortunate round. But remember, that was an eco for Fnatic, and Brolin finds 3 with a Deeg, so they should have never have made it that close anyway.
You can tell that Halzerg's like some 800 EDPI gamer with the speed of that rotation. And I do actually think the fact that he was spinning slow kind of saved him, because his head was out of view for so long. But Flusher, once he'd like completed his first rotation around the bomb.
What's up, my fellow 1.4 sensitivity gamers?
Hello, my fellow kids.
Over here in main, and he is looking to continue to lay down the pain, but he does get killed almost immediately, so never mind. It's a man advantage for Dig. Get Right to pick that up. Brolin was able to work some magic with the Deagle, but in this round with the AK, not so much. Forrest aggresses into the upper halls, and now has a tremendous amount of control over here towards the B side of the map, and that is the very, very least.
What?
One by one, Dig are just pushing, and they're just taking fights.
And they're winning them.
This is great, man. This is what you wanted to see. I feel like I've gone back in time. Because this is a matchup that's actually stacking up on paper. And I tell you what, like, there will be a fair share of mind games in a way, right? Because Fnatic, this is like their first time in that #1 spot in a good while. And this is a squad that on paper they should be able to beat. There's also a lot of history, a lot of knowledge between all the guys in the server. And as things start to stack up more and more in favor of Dig, you got to imagine that that's going to get to Fnatic in some way. That round's flawless for Dig, by the way. They keep all 5 players alive. Get Right gets 3 kills, and now we tie it up 11-11. A tactical timeout called in for Fnatic.
Oh, I'm so glad that this series isn't just a dominant Fnatic, right? Like, we wanted Dig to show up, and we want them to be a team that we take seriously, and we certainly are right now. Tying this up, 11-11, a chance to pick up their map pick and go 1-0 in this series to kickstart it. I mean, that there sets us up for a great series, and one that I think would go all 3 maps on the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, last time these two teams played it went all 3 maps, right? Remember, it was back at the EU closed qualifier for the minor. Miners, never heard of them. As now we have the Road to Rio instead. They get to play in both.
One of the things that's so cool about this is I think, like, for a lot of people, these are like the names that got you into Counter-Strike, right? And they are just all here in this server. Like, years ago when I was watching these guys play, and I could only dream of casting games when they were in the server, and here they are, just duking it out in 2020.
And it's not even players, you know, just in this server. We're talking about guys like Sean Gares, who are sitting at home now. You know, he's got his whole family together. He's raising children and whatnot, but that's also a guy that can really, really influence you to get involved with the scene. Either way, back into the action we go. And for what it's worth, we're looking at pistols. One Galil over here for the side of Fnatic. Fellow kids.
Yeah, Sean Gares, bit of a misfit.
That he is.
But right now, the Misfits, they are in the side of Fnatic and trying to make these eco rounds work round after round. They almost won the last half buy on that B bomb site with Flusher. A lot of that heavy lifting done by Brolin, who isn't digging in this round. He's instead got a Galil. If anything, I think that's a downgrade for this young man. But we'll see what he can make work with it. Fnatic moving up Ivy. Freiburg smoked off. He does have Exist to support, and the Molotov coming in just after the smoke blooms will buy a good bit of time. That smoke is going to be near about fading when this Molotov ends, so Fnatic need to keep things fast.
This is a very, very cool idea. They throw the CT smoke first, and then Brolin drops a deeper smoke, right? And so now they can, like, play with the timings on the smoke grenades. Now, we don't actually get to see it, but of course, you know, the one that you throw last is going to be the last one to fade, and so you can kind of use them like a door almost, right? You put up 2 walls, one of them dissipates, and then you have an open entryway to try and find something. Brolin weren't expecting much from him in this round. He's gotten himself 2 and now leaves JW in the clutch, but he's been spotted and dealt with by Exist. Dignitas going to take the lead, 12-11.
And just like that, goes the Dignitas. 12-11. That's just not how we saw this one going. Even though it is the map pick of Dig, they are certainly showing up and showing spades here. I mean, we talked to Get Right before the game. He said they're doing everything in their power to get on top.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you got to love about this Dig squad, right? Like, if there's one thing you have to say about these guys, it's that they still very much have, like, the passion for Counter-Strike, right? We all remember those very emotional interviews with Get Right when he was on the stage. I can't even remember what event it was now, but...
Last Cologne.
Yeah, I think it was, right? And he's, like, there, and there were the questions about retirement floating around, and he was, like, welling up in front of the crowd. He really is someone who just lives and breathes Counter-Strike and always has, and that's pretty true for everyone in this Dig squad.
Well, the thing, too, about that, right, that was, what, last Cologne?
Yeah.
And he says, like, you know, this will pretty much be my last time playing on this stage as a NIP player, but I think that this gets read into as, like, the last I'm going to play on the stage overall.
Well, I remember, I think, it was, you know, OJ was asking him, is this the last time we're going to see you? And Get Right just responds, F no, you know, like, this isn't. And, well, with how Dig are playing right now, you know, this is, you know, we're early days, this is one map, but they're putting Fnatic, the best team in the world right now, to their knees. So this is really, really impressive. Let's see if they can keep it up, though, because Fnatic, we know they like a long game. We know they like a 30-rounder, and sometimes even more. Golden and Brolin, the 2 young boys on the block, and Brolin, he's pushed up. He's going to take a kill onto Freiburg. Forrest has found a timing down oil towards the site, but his position not given away. It will be caught by Brolin, who's still deep, saving his teammate's life, who wasn't to know. Get Right now on the ramp flank, and they've read it well as well. No one bomb not planted for them, but Brolin is in the upper rail, and he won't even let Get Right get across. 12 rounds to Fnatic. Disadvantage in the B bomb site, but they hold their own in the 2-on-4 and put Dig to the floor. Remember when we did have these 2 teams last faced, as I mentioned, back at the EU qualifier for the minor, it was Fnatic to take that series, but we had a double overtime victory on Vertigo for Dig, we had a single overtime victory on Inferno for Fnatic, and then Fnatic stomped Dig on Overpass to close it out. And that is our second map of the series. So Dig, a lot of pressure on them to really pick up train here. They can't afford to drop the ball right when they have it in the palm of their hand.
Kind of the palm of their hand. Halzark playing up real close.
Yeah, this could get dangerous, though. The flash is going over it. He's close enough to dodge them. Lands a timing shot onto Brolin, despite being blinded. And now backs away. Dig are pretty comfortable sitting a man up. They don't need to force any more fights, but this does allow Fnatic to flood out through main. Halzark is here to try and plug these holes, but Golden and Crims, getting 2 kills between them, continue to leave Halzark in the hot seat, and it does get a little too hot for Halzark. Forest almost in with the kill, but Flusher bests him, and now it's Exist in this 1v2. Bomb over towards main, does get retrieved by Crims, and he's able to just catch the timing into Olaf. Flusher continues to lock down the bomb site, and a 13th on the board for Fnatic. They had the choice to pick up the AWP. They've decided against it. Flusher really sending a message, giving it a little knife there at the end, showing us, you know, we could take this.
Yeah.
We don't need this.
And I think a part of the AWP is that Fnatic are going against the eco now, and so they don't want that to bring that AWP into play. They know it. And Halzark has really been a bit of an X factor for this team. Obviously, we didn't get to see him play back at Flashpoint with visa issues being a problem for Dig. But, you know, from the online games, at least for Dig, that of which they played many, you know, Halzark's been really, really good. So it doesn't surprise me not wanting, or Fnatic not wanting to, you know, bring in a weapon that he could steal back from them. Quick trade down on Ivy, though. They get an AK for their troubles, and Exist playing solo inner. Can't do much with the USP. It's going to be Fnatic all over the bomb site. They spot the Ivy take, and they react accordingly. This should be their round. It's all about making it expensive, or just saving this AK for Get Right. Oh, dear. Look at him go. He's always hunting. Looking for them ecos. Oh, stolen, though. Swiped from the palm of his hand. Brolin gets a double, and Get Right might want to run.
Yeah, Get Right trying to hold on to this AK, but the aim punch plays into that there. Brolin delivering 3 in this round. And we've just had these back-to-back multi-kill rounds for individuals on Fnatic. That is one thing you have to remember with this Fnatic squad, right? Is that any moment in time, it feels like they can have someone just step up and get 3. And not to mention that, they also are usually behind you. So that's that's something to bear in mind if you're Dig. You know, we do see, like, they're very, very cautious of these flanks.
Yeah.
And, you know, you imagine that not only comes because of all the knife kills that Fnatic have been getting recently, but just because of the history between these teams. You know, Dig, no, you got to watch your back when you got Flusher, Crims, and JW in the server. This is a very, very close affair, and it is the kind of old boys in the server leading the way right now, all bar the exception of Brolin. He's up there tied first over on Fnatic, along with JW and Flusher. Crims coming in just behind, and over on Dig, it's Forest and Get Right delivering a big performance. These two, by the way, like when they were in NIP, Forest was like always good, and Get Right would have like hit and miss games. But since moving into this Dig squad with Forest alongside him and the band being back together, as it were, this little duo is looking deadly again, and I love that. I'm a huge fan that we see Get Right and Forest, you know, reliving these big moments. This round, Get Right's going to try and get set up over towards Pop Dog. Nades exchange down Ivy side, and Golden does escape, get out through main, and now is a position. Oh, Get Right tries to go on.
No, he should have gone up.
Yeah, there was no right decision there for Get Right. It's more getting wrong. Forest dropped as well, and Brolin delivering the kill to put Fnatic a man up, trying to secure them the A-bomb site. JW alongside him, Halzark missing that shot, and it all falls onto Exist in a 1v4 to try and deny map point the way of Fnatic.
Yeah, it's so unlucky for Get Right, right? Not only as he comes down was a player, you know, mollying from the top, but a player mollied from the yard as well. So he's walking into a double Molotov and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's just cooking instead as Dignitas. They're going to drop this round. Exist does save the gun. That's something here moving forward for the CT side. But, well, hey, I say that. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Fnatic are hunting. Brolin wants to take these weapons out of play. But this is a nice off angle for Exist, and Brolin's checking everything. Will show up some shoulder, Exist with a kill, and an AK at his feet if he does so, please. It's going to be 15 for Fnatic regardless on the map pick of Dig. And yeah, just keep the M4 instead. Don't walk into the firing line.
Well, there are no Nucky Thompsons around here, but we do have quite a few gangsters over on the Fnatic side who are not afraid to get the job done in the most dirty of ways. They have certainly been pushed around here on the side of Train, but right now currently sit on map point. And we're going to look at the next map of Overpass. That is Fnatic's pick and Dust 2. Should we need to go there? Should Dignitas have a fighting chance on the second map? That's where we're going to decide this series.
Yeah, it's not the best money situation for Dig either. Halzak has not really had a lot of chances to run this AWP in this map. And this will be no exception to that curse. Brolin, though, full flash coming out main, he will go down.
Yeah, I almost wonder if on the back of seeing, and hearing at least so many weapons firing at him from main, if we see these two players at B try and make a bit of a move, and Exist would have to break them down. Oh, the timing, the weapon switch.
No.
And he gets caught out. Halzak does respond with one. The rotation of this bomb on the back of Golden is looking to come in, but he's got to get down the ramp, and he does manage to best Halzak in the head-to-head. 3-on-2 retake of the B bomb site now required from this Dig squad. Golden and Crims going aggressive, trying to get into the front line, trying to take the fight to Dig. And Crims, bested after the first, now leaves the pressure onto Golden. All alone, tucks himself in, spots get right, but now they know that Golden's here, and he can't find this shot, still alive and ducking down, but Freiburg delivering 3, gets all the kills required, and puts a 13th on the board for Dig. They're trying to take us to overtime.
That they are.
But it's going to be a grind to get there if you're Dig. The money is good for Fnatic into the future.
And you have to look at that last round. You have to say, wow, what a big play. Even, a big play if you think about it. It's a really good play here from the side of Dignitas. They shut that down, pushes ever so close to the brink.
Got away with words, Trace.
Yeah, I've been trying to wait for the big Dig moment, or like the big Dig play.
The big moment?
The big
Dig play.
That's like just a big lighter, right? Like
the old BDP. Well, let's see if it comes through in this one as Fnatic, as you said, Harry, armed to the teeth. They got money for days, and they will be putting all their eggs into this little basket here.
Well, Easter is over.
Where are your parents?
Where are your parents? It's time to start again on the outside site. It's going to be that of Dignitas with the first kill. Brolin falls. That's not a good look.
Oh.
There you go. There's a little bit of an equalizer on the side of Golden. However, shots flying all around this place. Dignitas, they have really put it to Fnatic here. Just Crimson a 1-on-4. He's got one. Still 3 players alive and on half health. Doesn't have the bomb. It's probably down in one of the worst places it could possibly be on the outside of the yard. And he's got nowhere to go. What's he going to do? Like, what really does he have in his tool bag at this point?
He's got to hope that Dig makes some mistakes, but look at them. They ain't budging. They got the bomb in their sight, and they're not looking to fight. This is rough for Crims, because the money for Fnatic, while it's good on some players, it's pretty bad on the others. A bomb plant would have really made things lovely for what could be round 30. Or what will be round 30 at this rate. He got spotted, and Exist has him on the cross. Even if he didn't, there was Freiburg in the sandwich watching the same angle. So Dignitas doing the dirty.
That they are. Speaking of dirty, we look over here at Godsent versus Copenhagen Flames. Now, there have been quite a few hitters over there on the side of Copenhagen Flames, but one that's sticking out here in this series is Nodios. 25-14. Just a quick peek in to the other side of things. That's going to be going on over on the C stream. ESL_CSGO C is where you can find the Copenhagen Flames taking on Godsent. But for here, though, this has gotten a little dicey.
Why would you switch off? We're about to hit OT if Fnatic don't find this follow-up round. And even if they do, it's a 30-round barn burner. The heads to overpass as a second. You can't not be happy with the result you're getting. But maybe Fnatic aren't the ones too pleased with themselves. They had this one in the bag, it felt. And 3 in a row for Dignitas is going to be required if they want to bring this to overtime. Pistols in the hands of Fnatic, not where they want to be.
And the nuts thing is, we had back-to-back 3Ks from Freiburg to get Dig here, right? He's really stepped it up in these last 2 rounds. So let's see if that is set to continue here. Overtime or bust for Dig. Fnatic, not much money to try and make a victory here a reality. They're relying on these 2 AKs spread between Flusher and Brolin and the Deegs to get the job done. Setting up above Pot Dog early are Fnatic. Players back in main and JW waiting in Ivy. That Molotov is going to force Get Right out into the open.
Yeah, but look at this. It is overtime for Nipins. That's a totally different ball game altogether. Still 10 alive in the server for us. We are on the precipice of an OT.
What's cool about OT for Dig is they're finally going to get the money, and on the CT side as well, which is where they'll start. So Halzak will be able to run the AWP. They could even get 2 if they please. I don't think they'll lean that way, but it's an option, and it gives a lot more availability to Dignitas, who are certainly going to be favored in overtime considering the CT-sided start, but doesn't mean it's undoable for Fnatic.
Doesn't even mean that we're going overtime just yet.
Look at this round. There's a triple B setup for Dig, and you're more than right, Trace, because Fnatic, they want to come down pop. They've got an A split on their mind right now. They could bail into B if needed, but that would be a bit of a mistake. Double Ivy conversion as well. Halzak going to molly that one off. Brolin moving up, and Fnatic are going to walk into this absolute stack from Dig. One player has just left, but it's still a double-man setup.
Yeah, Freiburg holding this angle is generally not going to go well for the T side of things, and with the time ticking down, just 20 seconds left on the clock, Halzak finds the first kill of the round. It's been quite some time since we've seen some frags, but now they're going to start to come in at a furious pace. Freiburg only good for 1. There's a trade for Exist, and they keep on delivering. That's going to be a bomb plant and a 2v2 for Fnatic.
Oh, Halzak, he's throwing caution to the wind. He's running into the site. He's looking to take this one to overtime on his own, but he's missed the timing. Crims has come in on the wrap, and Halzak does about find him. The bomb not planted for JW, and no Molotov to burn them out. They've spotted him. They can just stick the defuse. We're going to overtime. There's nothing JW can do.
You say that, and you're right. 15-15. OT has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. All 100 billion of you watching out there, thank you for joining us. It's just an estimate, you know, if I had to
close enough, you know. Right. Viewing records have been pretty good. Pro League went up, I think I read 230% in viewing this season. That ain't bad.
It's pretty good.
Who doesn't love a bit of Counter-Strike? Well, these 10 players certainly do, because they're playing another 6 rounds. Bonus rounds are out and about here as we head into the train yard. Dig keeping things on the CT side. Halzak got that AWP. It's 10k MR3 as our major Valve rules. And so money is certainly going to be a problem for long-term Dig, but not for the short-term. Those grenades are pretty petty, and they turn quite the return on investment.
Yeah, you love to see that, right? Using the utility to strip a man away early on, and a key player at that, right? Brolin already removed. Halzak almost there with the shot through the smoke. Molotov to force Get Right out of the Pop Dog once again. But he's pretty content with it. Re-smokes down. Flusher now looking to move into Pop, and ooh. Time in. Everything here. Get Right, flashed off, and now knows that Flusher has moved in to the Pop position. Forest is fully blinded and does get mopped up, but it's still an advantage lying with Dig. And amongst all this madness, Exist is pushing the extremities of the B site. He's going to be available to come in on a flank. Flusher, sure he deals with Get Right, but now he is the only man remaining. And this is where this flank from Exist is like the fail-safe in this round, right? Even if Flusher is able to get deep and throw a bit of a spanner in the works, Exist should have it dead to rights. Halzak gets bested, and there it is. Exist flank comes on in. Dig gonna take the first in OT. 16-15 now.
And that is a sigh of relief, right? When you're playing MR3 10k OT and you're on the CT side, if you don't win that first round, you're in such a tough spot, because it means regardless of how that second one goes, you're still going to be potentially lacking the AWPs if you want multiple, etc. So Dig winning the first gives him that buffer. Will Fnatic close the buffer? We'll have to wait and see. They have not been keen to give Jesper his AWP this game. Just going for flat rifles throughout. And this one, no exception. Again, a default for Fnatic, spread thin across the map. Utility to Ivy early. They will leave that position, so there's a chance this ends in B, but everyone's sitting outside of T-Com right now, so late smokes here for Fnatic. And again, Dig with a double B setup. That's been their mainstay, often leaving outside to 3, but you can get it done with 3. Ooh. Phew, Forest almost left, but he's back.
Volley of nades go into this A-bomb site. Flashes to allow Fnatic this path out from main. Freiburg pressured from too many angles at once. And Brolin, he just deep dives in through the smoke. Catches Get Right and Forest unaware inside of the site. And now Halzak can Exist on for what would have been a 2-on-5, now turned 2v4, but the bomb ticking away already, and Dig know this is not going to be around that they have much of a chance in. As well as that, you know, being over on the CT side, they might just consider the save, and that looks to be the decision, right? They hold on to the AWP, they keep an AK over on Exist, but Fnatic, they're going to go hunting. You know, they've got no reason not to in this instance. They've got money into the next round. They can afford to throw some bodies and try and take these guns away. Exist might be on a bit of a timer here as they're about to come out through the connector. Flusher gets dealt with, but Exist, oh, he does manage to escape. He just eludes the guys out from connector, so he is able to hold on to that rifle. Fnatic tying it up 16-16, and a reinvestment back in for Dig. Should get to see exactly why it's important that they hold on to these guns, as now that money is jiggled around. And
what a heroic play for Brolin as well, right? Like running through the bomb train smoke and flanking two CTs there, getting both of them off the site. That just wins around for Fnatic single-handedly. And that's what Brolin can be so good at doing. 25 kills for him, same story for Flusher. Oh dear, talking of which, he gets burnt out of the pop dog, but there are trades.
A little ambitious for Flusher, but don't worry, Brolin here is going to try to even up the score a little bit, and that's what we have, a 3 versus 3. Well, he's on down to 70 HP. He's still firmly in control of this Olaf area.
look at Exist again, by the way, aggressing in through the B halls, taking full advantage of the fact that Fnatic have not been playing this position. Exist, he could deal with one of the prongs of this split, and now JW is forced to try and take gunfights inside of the site. That's where Exist comes in to save the day. Crim's left up alone in a 1v3. A lot of work to do. Does have this bomb on his back and a flashbang to try and assist him at the very, very least. Dig, knowing that they've given up this upper control and not knowing where Crims resides, they've had to rotate Forest around to the B bomb site just as a bit of a precaution. And this is going to give Crims a little bit more room to work with, but emphasis on little bit, because Halzerk is holding all these long angles from Ivy. They'll put a 17th up for Dig. Now just 2 away. They only need 2 here in the second half of OT to take this first map. 19, of course, being the magic number that we're looking for.
And let's remember regulation now. Dig, 70 rounds initially, split right down the middle at the end of the first half. They had a pretty good showing, so there's definitely a world where they can get 2 out of 3 here. Fnatic have got to feel worried of that. JW not been keen on the AWP this, or at least this T side, but going to be pulling into the CT side once again. It's been a long time coming. Could it be the solution? Org up for Brolin. He misses the Krieg. This one will have to do. Oh dear, get right. Not ready for someone to be pushed so close either. And there's going to be more where that came from. Dig want to barrel into this A bomb site, but Molotovs have cut them off. The plan has been given away by Get Right's death, and now Fnatic are more than ready for this one. 4 on the outer site, still utility in the face of Dig. They're going to try and push round it rather, and Brolin is holding the Olaf side. Golden close to main. This is a slaughter, and Brolin on his 3rd. JW fires one through the smoke, and Forest, he is all that stands here for Dignitas.
Yeah. They were just 2 away. Now that's looking merely impossible. JW with the last kill of the round using his AWP. Brolin for 3, JW for 2 in that round, albeit good stuff from both of them, and for Fnatic to keep this one close. Again, 1st to 19.
Yeah, Brolin's been monstrous here in overtime, right? Really just stepping up time and time again for Fnatic. This round, of course, absolutely no exception. And now double AWP. Golden going to be bringing one out alongside JW. He's got his over here towards the B site. He's going to try a fast halls peek. Meanwhile, Brolin clears the pop dog, deals with the first man in, and continues to hold this position. Get Right does actually drop down into the smoke. Brolin's going to throw a nade in.
Surprise.
Ooh.
Ooh, this is an interesting one.
It's about to get sweaty, everybody. Hold your horses. Here we go.
Oh, Get Right.
And Get Right loses.
Yeah, not up to the task. Crim's even rotated in to help Brolin out there, so Get Right up against 2 guns emerging from that smoke. JW even spots Freiburg down in Ivy. So Fnatic have a great idea where these Dig players reside right now.
But the double peek, oh, he was not ready for that. He was done for either way. And it's Freiburg with the AK headshot on to JW. Drops that AWP there. That's going to be a bit of a vulnerability.
Yeah, JW has often been caught in this game, going down Ivy, you know, expecting one player, they're on a lurk and getting, you know, given double peeks or trades. You know, he plays off of audio of grenades, and then turns out there's Freiburg there waiting. More often than not, Dig have had a lot of control towards Ivy, but in this round it's just left to one man, because that's all they've got. Freiburg on the corner. He's got a kill already in this round. They should know it, and they do. Flusher will deal with the problem at hand, and Fnatic will get 18 first. Map point here for the pick of Dignitas. It could slip through their fingers after all.
Yeah, and with a team full of veterans, normally we would say something like, oh man, you know, they're going to run out of gas. They've lost an OT here in the first map of the series. But I don't necessarily see that being the case for a team like Dignitas, where it's not just that they have the veterancy and the experience and the time spent in the server. They're also playing against some former foes in Fnatic. So they're going to have to turn it around, turn it back up if they can't win it right here.
Former teammates as well.
I think as well, right? This is where Dig are in like a pretty unique position, right? Because you look at other teams where they have like these like veteran, hard-hitting players. I think that like FaZe is a good example of teams where you have like legends from many different eras, and expectations for that team are very, very high as a result, right? Whereas for this Dig squad, it is like, you know, you've got the band back together. You were never expecting them to be world beaters out the gates. It's all about what they can build. And so I think for Dig, they can look at the positives of this regardless. But,
you saying it's over?
Well, no, I'm not saying over.
You know, and let's just go a little bit further with that, right? You're talking about the band getting back together. Well, they've got their first album out now. And of course, it's still settling in with the, you know, the people reviewing it. You know, we really haven't seen enough of Dignitas, I think, to either buy into the program or berate the album. We don't know just yet. Either way, get right, finding a kill onto JW, and we're back into it.
Hey, I mean, if Dig drop this round and lose this map, they might just be going back to selling their mixtape in the street, Trace.
Hey, man, you got to start somewhere. You guys are my street team, so I don't know what the big problem is. How many album sales are we up to?
Sales?
10 million.
Yeah.
Sales, but we giving away all the CDs I burned.
Yeah. Donations, I think, is the word we should use.
Nice, yeah.
Donations to the bin.
Okay, rude.
No, I'm kidding, Trace. You know, your second album, way better than your first.
Yeah. And if you liked my first, you want me to do more of my old stuff, go buy it.
Sure.
Because I'm kidding, dude. I don't have any mixtapes. You guys are crazy. Brolin peeking out here into T-Con, finds a kill into Exist, and this could be the very beginning of the end for Dignitas. A little less is a minute, and they are still locked out of both sites. They don't have any control in Ivy. They don't have any control inside. The Brown Halls are just now being explored by them.
Beginning the end. Also, the end of the beginning. This is the first of a potential 3-map series, but with Overpass coming up, a map that has been very, very favorable to Fnatic. They are looking to 2-0.
Yep, and over on the other stream, as we are in overtime, so is Int and Nip. It's almost as if they're all on the same wavelength, same map, different teams.
Yeah, let's see if we can run it back again, right? Dig 3-on-4. They need to outdo Fnatic in a very big way in this round here and now. They do get that trade onto Flusher. Freiburg trying to turn the heat up, and he brings the fight to Crims in a way that he was not ready for. Freiburg continuing with this aggression. Golden and Brolin team up for that kill. They just about get it. Freiburg has to deliver a stellar clutch here. He knows where both players are, but Golden swinging out, secures the round and secures the victory here on Train for Fnatic. 19-17, they get it done in overtime. They go 1-0 up in this series, taking Dig's map pick away. And with Overpass loaded in the chamber, ready to come up next,